The Princess and the Frog, a hand-drawn animated film made by Disney that's trying to show us that they can be like they were during the Disney Renaissance. A really bold move, I have to admit. But did it actually work? Or do they have to do better next time? The story. I like the fact that they returned Ron Clements and John Musker to do something. They took a fairy tale that we all know and that they didn't make yet, and gave it a good twist. It turns out to be fun and well written. Sure, they have to put in some Disney cliches like the usual wishing upon a star crap, but in their way, it works. They take these cliches and make them a part of the story. The only complaint I would have about it is probably the beginning. Why? Well, it's too realistic. It doesn't prepare us that it would be a fantasy film. Granted, later on you would accept it, but in the beginning, I thought the whole frog thing would be a dream. Also, there might be a few loopholes that might be distracting, but it's not really that much of an important thing to consider it a big issue. Other than that, it's amusing, good, and well written. The animation. Well, to put it this way, watching the traditional Disney animation return is like a big bag of fresh air from the crappy fumes of computer animation. It's like what I remembered from the past Disney films. Sure, they have to put in some computer animation, but not enough to really notice it. The design and character animation is what we all know and love from the classic Disney films. The setting and the backgrounds make you really feel like you are in the city and the swamps of New Orleans. In the songs, they would have some good unique moments, like the one with the Shadow Man where dark magic would appear in just about everywhere, or the one in the beginning where Tiana dreams about her restaurant. It's really great to see traditional animation return, because it feels like it looks better than computer animation. The characters. From what you'd expect from a Disney film, they are fun, awesome, and memorable. Their voices are a great fit for the characters, and their accents fit the New Orleans settings. Some, however, are not really understandable, like Naveen, who says that he's from like a country... fudge, I forgot what it is, but his accent sounds more French. And his assistant has a British accent, which makes it kind of a mix and match problem. Then there's Ray, who has a hillbilly accent, but also speaks in French, which makes it pretty confusing. There are some great characters though, like my favorite, Louis the Alligator, and Mama Odie. Then there's the villain, the Shadow Man. He has so many potential to make him an amazing Disney villain, like his powers, his personality, his voice, and even more. But there's only one thing that just ruins it. Just one stupid thing that screws him up as a villain. What is it? Well, let's just say it's the kind that would make you go, "Of course!" Charlotte is another great character. Being a rich daddy's girl and the friend of Tiana ends up being a great mix. There are the main characters, Tiana and Naveen, who are pretty good characters, but like in all Disney films, it's the supporting cast that makes it all the better. The songs. By choosing Randy Newman to do the songs of this film is actually surprisingly smart. I never knew that he could make more memorable songs than just You Got a Friend in Me. Anyways, they're based on New Orleans-style jazz, I think. They're really enjoyable and some make me move to the beat. There might be one or two I didn't really enjoy as much, but they are just so good. And I mean Disney good. The Princess and the Frog is a really amusing film. It's funny, charming, and likable. There are a few bumps ahead, yes, but it is an enjoyable ride. However, there is just one thing that I love about The Princess and the Frog. When you watch a recent Disney movie, like Bolt or Meet the Robinsons, it feels like you're watching an animated film that's trying to be like Disney. But when you're watching The Princess and the Frog, though, you know that you're watching a Disney film. I agree that it's not as good as Beauty and the Beast or The Lion King, and that we're not entering into the Disney Renaissance again. But what I can say is that I think we might be entering in something else.